So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to, there's a really good chance that resistor is the problem with the brightness on this tube. And the reason I plugged the tube back in was to simply test it and see if it had gotten bright after I remade that one connection, but it didn't change it at all. So we're still on the hunt for how to get at that resistor. Let's just get this out of the way here. So what we'll have to do is we'll trim this wire here, right at the very top. Now, with any luck, that resistor is just going to pop right through there. Yeah, with a lot of luck, I think. More coffee, quick. Okay. Nothing like some emergency coffee there. It's definitely this one here. Although you might not be able to tell, I was able to very positively identify it. Yeah, that's not coming out of there. Not coming out of there willingly. I have to push it out from behind. Boy, oh boy. I don't know what I'm pushing on when I do that. Come on, you bum. I think it's been hit with a soldering iron and it's kind of melted itself into there somehow. It's like pulling out a tooth filling here. It's kind of locked in there. Maybe I can loosen it up a bit. I think that might actually be tightening it. I think it's another cold joint there. I think that's another cold solder joint. Come on, camera. It just doesn't like to focus over too great a range at one time. No, the whole thing is moving. It's just not coming out. I suppose I could heat it up and see if that would release it. It appears to be a bottom you can push on. Let's try the pushing thing again. See, with that resistor in there, it kind of prevents me from getting the screwdriver right up where it might need to be. I just can't tell what I'm pushing on at all. Holy smokes, man. Okay, what if I hit this with a soldering iron, pull that wire right out of there. Just let's try that again so you can see what I'm talking about. Hit this with a soldering iron and pull that resistor right out of there. Out. How does that help? Could be that this resistor won't go up and through, and in fact when I'm pushing up, this resistor is already at the end of its travel, so it's never coming out through the top. So I can pull it out, put the new one in, push the lead up through, solder it, cut the lead off. There we are. That's probably just how this was done. Okay, so I'm going to try pulling it out now instead of pushing it through. These are all tricky things to do with only two hands. I get a grip on the thing, and at the same time, there we go, have a way to apply tension to it. Pull, so this hot melted metal thing will come flying out in my fingers. That's the idea here. You gotta put a fair bit of tension on it here too. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's more than tacked soldered. This might be soldered. Come on. Oh, what happened there? There, it's starting to melt. Come on out. Come on out. Hey, I got it out of there. Look at that. How do you like that? Oh, now, question. Anything wrong with this? Let's find out if all that was for nothing. So I think these are typically only 1,000 ohms or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to read up, check some old schematics. But so I think, you know, if it drifts high from a few thousand to maybe 10K or something, that's enough to mess everything up. Let's see. Hey, look at that. I'm on the 200K scale. And this guy's just open season here. He's a bad boy. 1 megohm. You know what? I see some green in there. Body end dot. Body end dot. So if I believe what I see on this beat up resistor, body end dot would be brown, black, green, and which is 1 megohm. Ah, that's exactly what it's reading. How disappointing can this be? Okay, so I did a little bit of research. Sure enough, 1 megohm is absolutely normal, so there's nothing wrong here. There sure is now. So I'm going to put in a new resistor here. May as well put in a new one, even though the old one was good. Just going to follow the same technique that was done. So that comes up there. Just need to solder it onto the back of that. There we go. Now we just have to solder this top part here. There we are. We're back to where we were. Back to the same spot. Now, how come that magic eye doesn't want to work? Well, I guess we could read some voltages up here. On here. Be wise to tip this up on its side and get it ready to look underneath also. Hey, oh yeah, that's right. Hey, let's look at the schematic that doesn't bother showing the magic eye at all, except for the signal going to it. I guess the connection of the magic eye is such a standard routine thing. There's not much need to describe how it's connected. Well, I could use that description, that's for sure. So we can put in that bottom, where's that little bottom piece that went in the socket? There it is, hidden away. This is keyed. It can only go in one way, which is a good thing. And it's so hard to look at black things sometimes in the light. There we are. Push that in. There we are. Okay, so we know there's no problem here. We know the tube is working fairly well. Why? No. Why is it not bright? Now I think, I don't know if I can do this. If I can plug this in. No, I don't. No, I can't. So it's, as soon as these pins are making contact, they're covered. I was hoping to have the pins exposed. I could put the voltmeter on them. Didn't do myself a lot of favors by popping that back in there already. In terms of making voltage tests. Okay, let's tip the radio up and look underneath it. Just see where all these wires go. Oh yeah, all these old parts that are in this radio. Oh yeah. Oh, there's another strange deal. I didn't notice that before. And of course you're very curious as to what I'm talking about, I'm sure. Let me show you. That guy right there. That's a diode. It's a diode on its way to here. There's no way that's an original component, either in terms of its age or in terms of its fact that it's even there. Why would somebody put a diode there, and where is it going exactly? Well, I think these are the heater pins here. So that would be, I think, pin number 6. Pin number 6 on these tubes off from the plate. So why do you have a diode in the plate circuit? That's the rectifier tube, 25Z5. Why'd you put a diode there? Well, that's a good question. Okay, I'm asking it. Does anybody tell me why somebody would install a diode in what I'm pretty sure is the plate circuit? It could be the cathode sitting there, and it wouldn't make much difference. Huh, isn't that odd? Maybe that has something to do with having removed the field coil. That somehow compensates for it. It's, I don't know. Okay. Now back to what we were doing, which is trying to find where these wires here show up. Yeah, they show up behind this big honking thing, which I had some doubts about too. That this guy should be out of here. And even these guys out of here too. Could clean this whole area right up. I'd be more inclined if I knew how big this capacitor is here. You know, I can snip this away and always put in another one of these. I can snip this away. This capacitor literally fall out of the radio. I can take a look. I can see underneath it then. I hadn't even disconnected it. It's a wonderful idea. Yeah. Quick, more coffee. More coffee. I've only got a short while to work here before I have to run an errand. So we're unplugged. Just to be sure, there's the plug. Not that that's particularly critical at this moment in time. What's all this dust coming out of here? You swing this guy right out. Ooh, it's a wow, this is not a small one either. This is a 40 175 volt. So this is not a small capacitor. Ooh, look at the dusty realms in there. And a really bad looking capacitor down there. Once again, this radio is begging me. Change my capacitors. Well, let's pull all that dust out of there. It'll just take a second. Okay, now I'm thinking a little differently about this. Having pulled this out and realized that this is a two-part capacitor, and you know, it looks like this blue one here. Looks like I'm standing out in the sunshine, doesn't it? This blue one appears to be in parallel with one of the sections of this one. So this is telling me, get this out, get this out, get it all out, get those resistors out, put in some nice capacitors, two modern capacitors, and probably won't help the radio, or will it? You know what? If somebody in the past decided to parallel one of the sections of this, you gotta wonder what's going on with the other section. They're both 40s. They're both 175 volts. They're both wired into the high voltage part of the power supply. Some of these multi-section capacitors, one section is just going to be used as a cathode bypass capacitor, and it's lower voltage, sometimes lower capacitance too. Not the case with this one. So we might resolve some of the hum. And like I say, we can get at these capacitors down here and replace them. So what about the magic eye? Well, we'll have to get to that. I think we need to deal with this schmozzle first. Then we can see all the magic eye wires. We can trace them around. We can poke around. And you see one of the wires from the magic eye goes right to a spot where there's an ugly looking capacitor. So there is hope that we can juice up that magic eye with a little more voltage or something like that, with a bit more work. But time has come for me to attend to other matters, so we'll have to carry on with this a little later today. In the meantime, I'm going to post these videos. So thanks for watching, and hope you're finding this interesting. I'm having a lot of fun here. And hey, what is that diode doing under the rectifier? Somebody, anybody, tell me that.